If you've been trying so much already, but nothing is shifting, this video is specifically for you. So you already know what to do, not just for today. You probably have at one point in your life completely mapped out your entire life, the goals, the plans, the vision, and you know exactly what needs to be done this week, this month, this year, and maybe you've even got the next 5 years figured out, but it's still not working. You're still not doing it. Maybe it's time to think it's not the plan that's wrong. It's not you that's wrong. The plan is great. You are smart and you're very capable. So why do you keep waking up knowing exactly what you need to do and finding yourself at the end of the day having done everything apart from that one thing that you needed to do, or those things that you know are going to really shift the needle? There is something else happening here, and it's actually not what you think. Most people are going to tell you that it's a mindset thing. Think positively, visualize harder, get more discipline, want it badly enough, and then you're gonna get it. Look, mindset absolutely matters, but if it's purely a mindset problem, you would have fixed it by now. You're not someone who lacks self-awareness. You've done so much work, you know all the concepts, you've read all the books. So why is the same problem keep showing up? Because actually there's one more thing underneath the mindset work that nobody's really talking about. Or even if you've heard of it, they're not putting two and two together for you to make it easy for you to understand. Last week, I talked about programming that gets installed when you're 7, the operating system running underneath everything that you do. By the way, if you haven't watched that yet, I've put a link in the comments below, so watch that and then come back. Today, I want to go one layer deeper, because when you understand your programming and you see the pattern, there's still something physically stopping you from changing it. When you're living in a state of chronic stress, and if you're stuck, overwhelmed, and exhausted, your body is going to continuously produce cortisol. Cortisol, what is it? It's your stress hormone. Its job is for survival. It's fight, flight, or freeze. Here's what nobody's talking to you about cortisol, is when it runs at really, really high levels, it literally shuts down your prefrontal cortex. And your prefrontal cortex is the part of the brain that is responsible for clarity, for decision making, for visioning, for intuition, and for being able to hear yourself think. So when cortisol is flooding your system, that part of you just goes, no thank you, bye, and it goes offline. So what's actually happening is you have created your perfect plan, your beautiful plan, and then you're like, oh, I'm slipping a bit, I'm missing a bit, I haven't got to where I'm supposed to get to. So you get stressed, cortisol goes up, prefrontal cortex goes down, and then you can't access clarity or intuition, and then you're starting making decisions or doing things from a very stressed out survival state. You cannot actually get yourself relaxed enough to come back down for the cortisol levels to drop for you to actually hear yourself think and make a proper decision for yourself. And that's why the decisions that you're making don't feel right, because they're not actually coming from the clear, wise, highest version of yourself. They're actually coming from a very, very panicked version of you. So of course you're doubting them, and then that self-doubt leads to more stress, and more stress creates more cortisol, and it's a vicious cycle downwards. That's why, coupled with the mindset, you're gonna constantly be going round and round in circles in a loop that you can't get back out. This is really important. When you are inside that spiral, your mind is going to use its ability, its very creative ability, to start filling in the gaps. It starts to create a story about why you can't do it, why you're not ready, why it's not going to work, why you're not enough, because the stories feel true, they feel like evidence, they feel like facts, and when you are very, very stressed, your body is going to deem that as dangerous. When your mindset and your body don't deem yourself as being safe, it's going to go and it's going to either stop or it's going to run away. So the feelings, your evidence of how you are, why you're not enough, you can't do it, you're not ready, is making you procrastinate. That's not facts, that's cortisol. And that's why your body stops responding to what your true desires are. And it's been compounding over time. So can you see how cortisol is creating the stress, and then the stress is creating more cortisol, and then the cortisol is shutting down your clarity and your mindset? They're not two separate problems. They're actually continuously feeding each other. So they're creating this loop that's getting tighter and tighter the longer it goes on. And no amount of positive thinking is going to help you break that loop, because you're not trying to change the story while the cortisol is still running. You're actually trying to think your way out of a physiological response. It can't work that way. It's literally like you're trying to have a conversation in the middle of a nightclub. The other person might be saying something so incredibly amazing and inspiring, but you literally can't hear it over the music. Doesn't matter how loud they scream and shout. That's what's happening inside of you. So your clarity is still there. Your intuition is still there. It hasn't left. That version of you that knows exactly what to do, exactly what you want, she's still in there. But it's the cortisol spiral that's so loud that's making you stop hearing her. So this isn't anything to do with your character. It's actually biology. And the moment you understand this, you stop being angry with yourself, because you finally understand why. You can't think your way out of a cortisol response. You have to move through it physically first. It can be 10 slow breaths. It can be walking outside. It can be literally putting your hand on your heart, breathing into your heart and saying, I am safe. I am pause. I am enough. I am worthy. I am loved. Because what you're doing is sending a signal to your nervous system that survival mode can stand down. We're okay. We're safe. We're all good. And the moment that you do that, you will notice something shift. The noise and the heaviness gets quieter. The overwhelm is going to lift. And underneath all of that, I should say, is clarity. There's knowing and there's you deep inside. Once you've regulated yourself, then you can go and do the mindset work. Then you can look at the stories that you've been telling yourself. Then you can make decisions and take further steps. But regulation has to come first. That's how you actually combine the two things. And it's really important that you do that. So break the loop first and then let the mind follow. So if you've been wondering why you keep going round and round in circles despite doing everything right, here's why. And it's never been about your discipline. It's never been about wanting it enough. And it's never been about the quality of your plan or even the quality of you as a person. It's been about the cortisol spiral that's been running so long that you just believed that's who you were. But remember, that's not who you are. That's just what's been happening inside of you, and you can change it. If this resonated, I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, do you recognize this spiral in your own life? Do you notice it most? And if you want to understand exactly what's standing between you and real freedom, I've put together a free PDF around the specific equation that I've created for it. Drop the word freedom below in the comments and I'll send you the link. Also, make sure you subscribe. I post every week and every video is one more piece of the puzzle towards the life that you actually want to live. I'm Jeanette, your freedom coach, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye for now.